Finding a good budget smartphone is a burden these days. To keep the prices in check, compromises are made here and there. However, the new Moto E4 looks somewhat promising in terms of specs given its budget price tag. But how will it fare against the real-life uses? I'm Yankee and let's find out in this video. The smartphone is a miniature version of its sibling, the Moto E4 Plus. The plastic body provided with a metallic finish and the texture on the power button is barely distinguishable. However, the smartphone gives the vibe of metallic build and feels cold in the chilly weather. The smartphone has pretty generous bezels on the forehead and the chin. The forehead has been the habitat of the ambient light sensor, proximity sensor and the earpiece. Likewise, there is a fingerprint sensor on the chin. And talking about the buttons, the Moto E4 has accumulated all the buttons on its right edge, with the power button positioned at an absolute middle and the volume rockers placed just above it. They are easily reachable and provide good haptic feedback. On the front, it comes with a 5-inch HD display with 2.5D glass. The pixel density of 294 ppi may not seem top-notch in papers, but on the use, the display is satisfyingly crisp and users will barely feel the lack of sharpness. Viewing angle is also fairly decent with an impressive color reproduction. To add more, the display is shielded with Corning Gorilla Glass 3 to protect this device from minor drops and scratches. However, the screen is a notorious smudge magnet and needs cleaning quite often, although having an oleophobic coating. On the software side, Moto E4 is gifted with clean Android nougat. Although Motorola has track record of providing software updates, the E-series won't be getting any Oreo treat. With just the home-baked Moto app on the shelf, the smartphone lacks the additional touch from the manufacturer. The Moto app has Moto Actions and Moto Display options inside. With the one-button navigation option in the Moto Action, the fingerprint sensor can be used as a trackpad to replace the on-screen buttons with gestures, which takes a bit of time to get used to. There is also swipe to shrink the screen, which narrows down the content in a smaller screen and assists in single-hand usability. Likewise, the night display turns on the blue light filter during the night hours and helps to regulate the sleep cycle. Moto E4 is powered by quad-core MediaTek processor aided by 2GB of RAM and 16GB of internal storage. The presence of 16GB of onboard storage is nothing out of ordinary at this price point, but the presence of a dedicated slot for the storage expansion definitely is, which lets the user boost the storage without sacrificing the SIM2 slot. Talking about the performance, I find no issue on loading and running light apps and games. None of the apps ever crashed or stopped with error messages. However, there was a slight delay while loading heavier games and few stutters were evident on the play. Some heavy titles like Day Trigger 2, Into the Dead 2 and PES were still playable even with minor hiccups. And the most praiseworthy of all was the device did not heat much. Talking about the camera, the smartphone gives the vibe of a camera phone with this protruded camera bump on the back and LED flash on both ends. However, on the use, I had mixed feelings about it. The 8-megapixel camera on the back was not too shabby and took some decent shots. Photos were fine on the phone screen but lacked the sharpness when zoomed or viewed in larger screens. There was also decent color accuracy most of the times, but in some images, I noticed yellow tints. Low light shots were satisfactory if not better. Except for few noises and grains, there were no issue on low light shots and the details within the image were easily traceable. The 5-megapixel front camera was not bad either. It pulled out good selfies without a fuss. And for the ones who crave for beautified selfies in the real time, there is an inbuilt beauty mode. Skin tones are made fairer and facial skins are smoothened in the beautified selfies. Such effects make you look better at times, but the facial details are obliterated in most of the cases. And talking about the low light selfies, I was quite disappointed with the front LED flash because of the blinding light. Additionally, the skin looked washed out, which was pretty devastating. The Inefficient Sdr Mode, sluggish autofocus and the lack of Pro Mode is a bummer on the phone. And in a nutshell, there is nothing to brag about the cameras in the E4. Beneath the removable back of the Moto E4, there is a 2800 mAh removable battery. On my normal usage, the phone usually backed me up for one complete day. Backup was satisfactory for me, but charging the device was pain in the neck. Although it supports fast charging, I am disappointed that Motorola provides stock charger of 5V 1A, which takes around 2.5 hours to get it fully charged. you have to spend few extra bucks to buy a separate fast charger. I tried to charge the device with a fast charger of 5V 2A and the charging was fast, with 0 to 100 within 1.5 hours. But the fastest charge would be to buy a separate battery and swap it whenever the other is empty. To keep the prices low, compromises are inevitable in the budget smartphones, and the Moto E4 has not been able to break that streak. However, the phone has not opted for any meeting performance on any major fields. A better processor and a slightly bigger battery would have been icing on the cake, but nonetheless, the Moto E4 is still a rock star in the arena of budget smartphones. That's it for the full review of Moto E4. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and if you have any queries regarding this smartphone, drop them down in the comment section below and make sure you subscribe to our channel. Until next time, I'm Yankee, signing off.